Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Angreani from Postgraduate Students Biology Education at the Indonesia University of Education. I will present the result of my research with the title Virtual Laboratory-Based Online Learning Improving Environmental Literacy of High School Students on Environmental Change Material. Introduction. The 21st century, the world has been faced with various kinds of industrial developments, followed by science and technology to support development in a better direction. However, often the increase in industrial development does not only have positive impact, but can trigger negative impact and become the cause of environmental problems. Environmental problems that arise at this time don't fully stem from the development of the industrial sector and technology, but rather the weak level of human literacy. Zhang and Zhang, environmental problems can be solved effectively by training individuals to know the environment and changing behavior through knowledge. In this case, environmental problems can be resolved by the presence of humans who care about the environment or have environmental literacy skills. According to the result of Levy, it shows that our average affective aspect gets the highest scores and the behavior gets the lowest score of the three aspects of environmental literacy. Environmental literacy can be developed through environmental education. Environmental education aims to improve students' environmental literacy by increasing their knowledge, cognitive skills, attitudes, and behavior. Current environmental education can be developed through learning material as for one of the material in biology subject that can also help in bringing out environment literacy skills, including material on environmental change. Learning environmental change material is also supported by practical activities. Practical activities are the core of a good scientific program and provide students with experience that are in line with the goals of teaching science. However, given the COVID-19 pandemic, it is one of the obstacles in carrying out practicum. So, it must have another strategy so that practicum activities can still be carried out. One of the learning media that can be used as a learning tool today, especially practicum, is a virtual laboratory. Virtual laboratory can improve the learning experience of students in the laboratory, as well as support the exploratory involvement of students in virtual experiments, Heredio et al. In an effort to improve students' environmental literacy, the implementation of virtual laboratory-based online learning is expected to help improve student environmental literacy. And the next methods. This research is an experimental research. The method used is quasi-experiment with pre-test and post-test research design, control group design. This design includes an experimental group A and a control group B. The sample in the study with the environmental literacy skills of class 10 high school students in Cianjur through the implementation of online virtual laboratory learning in the experimental class and problem-based learning in the control class, total of 70 people. And the instrument used were questionnaire and test question referring to the North American Association for Environmental Education. Environmental literacy skills are measured using multiple choice questions and an attitude scales that refer to four aspects of environmental literacy, namely knowledge, cognitive skills, attitudes, and behavior. The pre-test and post-test data that have been tested are analyzed using simple calculation using Microsoft Excel, then discussed based on each of the aspects contained in environmental literacy. And for the virtual lab, can be accessed via the following page. Result and discussion. The first achievement of student environmental literacy ability can be seen in Figure 1. Figure 1 about percentage of the result of the analysis of answer to environmental literacy abilities in the experimental class and the control class. And for experimental class, average percentage of students' environmental literacy skills is 72.83%, which is classified as good. The level of environmental literacy is facilitated by the virtual laboratory because in it there are in material that can add knowledge, as well as learning videos and virtual practicums that can improve cognitive skills, attitudes, and behavior. And for control class, average percentage of students' environmental literacy skills is 60-90%, is classified as good. The highest percentage aspect is in the knowledge aspect and the lowest is in the cognitive skills aspect. When linked with the context of environmental education, NAEE states the environmental education is a comprehensive process to help humans understand their environment and related issues. Meanwhile, environmental education is able to effectively build environmental literacy. So, that in this case, the education system can be used as a forum for developing aspects of knowledge related to the environment. Knowledge can guide individuals to get to know the environment to change individual behavior. Zhang et al. The environmental knowledge affect attitudes which in turn will increase behavioral intention. And the next, achievement of student environmental literacy ability in knowledge skill aspect can be seen in figure 2 about the distribution of students in each category based on aspect of knowledge in the experimental class and control class. In the experimental class, which was included in the high category, there were 15 students. The medium and low categories were 16 and 4 students, respectively. The knowledge aspect is facilitated by a virtual laboratory because it contains material about environmental change, so that students with medium to high categories are more than those with low ones. Whereas in the control class, which is included in the high category, there are 3 students, medium and low categories. Respectively, there are 23 and 9 students. Problem-based learning does increase the knowledge of students, but only a small proportion of them have high category environmental literacy skills. The knowledge about environmental literacy obtained is expanded to provide understanding and awareness to better understand the environment and save the environment well. In that sense, knowledge must be able to increase cognitive skills, attitudes, and behavior. And for achievement of student environmental literacy ability in cognitive skills, can be seen in figure 3 about the distribution of students in each category based on aspect of cognitive skills in the experiment class and control class. The experimental class was dominated by the medium category, while the control class was dominated by the low category. Even so, the implementation of virtual laboratory can contribute to improving the cognitive skills of students. The virtual laboratory can implement experiments related to biology that may not be available and can improve student skills and develop their cognitive abilities by participating in experiments step by step and repeating them several times according to their needs. Okay, and the next, achievement of students' environmental literacy ability in attitudes aspect can be seen in figure 4, the percentage of the attitudes questionnaire scores on each indicator. And for experiment class, the average percentage in the attitude aspect of experimental class is 66.62% and control class is 68%, which is included in the good category. The average percentage in the control class is higher than the experimental class. However, based on research results Siddiq et al., the pretest and post-test scores for the attitude aspect have the same value and are not significantly different. This is presumably because attitude formation takes a relative long time. In addition, attitudes are also related to the knowledge they have. As for according to Zhang et al., that individuals who have high knowledge will have an optimistic attitude toward an environment. Okay, and last, for achievement of students' environmental literacy ability in behavioral aspect. Behavioral aspect in the study were not through a questionnaire combined with attitude aspect, but with different indicators. Data collection was carried out through questionnaires on behavioral aspect. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic factor, which did not allow direct observation. The indicator in this aspect of behavior include about responsible behavior toward the environment with 5 questionnaire statements. The percentage of the score for the behavioral aspect in the experiment class was 63.43%, while in the control class, the percentage score for the behavior aspect was 67% in the moderate category. This something to do with the knowledge they have, as according to research Fang et al., indicates that knowledge of the environment influences behavior. Okay, and the conclusion, the implementation of virtual laboratory based online learning in the experimental class as a whole contributes to improving environmental literacy skills. This is because there are components in the virtual laboratory that support it. The hacks increase always in the knowledge aspect with percentage of 83.30% and include in the good category. Okay guys, that's my presentation this time. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.